Imagine a silent battlefield in 12th century Japan. The sun rises slowly over the mist, revealing a chilling landscape. Among hundreds of fallen warriors, a lone figure appears, riding a white horse. This rider is not a general, not a warlord, she is a woman. History tells us that on that day, in the final, desperate clash of the Minamoto clan, this single warrior faced dozens of enemies, and defeated them. But one question remains unanswered, echoing across the centuries. How did a woman become the most feared warrior of her time? And why did she vanish without a trace? To understand this mystery, we have to go back. Late in the 12th century, Japan is burning. The Genpei War, a brutal 5-year struggle between the Minamoto and the Taira clans, is tearing the nation apart. It's a time of chaos, of shifting loyalties, and of heroes forged in fire. And somewhere, in the middle of this storm, between the year 1144 and 1150, a girl named Tomoe is born. From the very beginning, she was different. The chronicles of the time, written almost exclusively by men, describe her with words rarely used for a woman of her era. They call her beautiful, yes, but also strong, and more skilled with the bow and sword than any man. She didn't grow up in the quiet courts of nobility, learning poetry and arranging flowers. She grew up in a world built by warriors, a world where survival demanded discipline, courage, and absolute loyalty. She learned to ride before she could walk properly, to shoot an arrow with deadly precision, and to wield a katana as if it were an extension of her own arm. This exceptional skill didn't go unnoticed. She caught the eye of Minamoto no Yoshinaka, a fierce, ambitious commander of her clan, known for his rebellious spirit and military genius. He saw in her not a woman to be protected, but a weapon to be unleashed. He made her his personal bodyguard, his most trusted officer. This was not accepted. It was not expected, but her prowess was undeniable. In an age where a woman's place was strictly defined, Tomoe shattered every rule. She did not simply follow orders. She commanded respect. On the battlefield, her word was law. As the Taira clan tightens its grip over Japan, the Minamoto clan reorganizes, desperate to fight back. Yoshinaka needs someone who can do more than just fight. He needs a commander, a scout, a protector, someone who will not break under the immense pressure of war. The answer is Tomoe. She becomes one of his shitino, his foremost elite generals, the only woman among them. Throughout the Genpei War, Tomoe's legend grows with every battle. She rides across treacherous mountains, marches through the ruins of fortresses, and leads charges in campaigns that shift the fate of Japan. The chronicles, particularly the famous epic The Tale of the Hike, are filled with stories of her incredible feats. They say she could ride an untamed horse down a sheer cliff. They insist she could face multiple elite warriors at once and win. She wasn't just a soldier. She was a force of nature, a symbol of Minamoto defiance. But with every victory, another enemy emerges, not on the battlefield, but within her own ranks. Suspicion, political jealousy, internal betrayal. Other Minamoto lords, including Yoshinaka's own cousin Minamoto no Yoritomo, saw his rapid rise in unconventional methods as a threat, and Tomoe, the woman warrior at his side, was a symbol of everything they feared and resented. She knew that the war against the Taira was only half the battle. The other half was fought in the shadows, against the men who were supposed to be her allies. This internal conflict finally boils over early in the year 1184. Betrayed by his own clan, Yoshinaka and his small loyal band of followers are cornered at Awazu. They are vastly outnumbered. Thousands of enemy soldiers, sent by his own cousin, advance on their position. Yoshinaka is doomed. There will be no glorious triumph, only an honorable death. Tomoe knows this. She has fought beside him through everything. She could have fled, she could have saved herself, but she chooses to stay. The scene erupts into chaos. Metal clashes in the snow-soaked mud, horses stumble and fall, and the air fills with the cries of dying warriors. In this final desperate stand, Tomoe is a whirlwind of destruction. She rides straight into the heart of the enemy line, her naginata long-bladed polearm cutting a path through the throng. The Tale of the Hike recounts a stunning moment. She confronts one of the enemy's strongest and most famous samurai, a warrior named Onda no Hachiro. In front of everyone, she pulls him from his horse, pins him down, and beheads him, entirely on her own. No one can explain how she survives the onslaught. No one can explain how she keeps fighting when all hope is lost. But then, the moment that breaks everything arrives. Yoshinaka, mortally wounded, finds her. He knows his end is near. With his dying breaths, he orders her, he begs her, to flee. He tells her it would be a dishonor for him to die alongside a woman. Whether he said this to save her or out of pride, we will never know. What she does next will scar history forever. After the Battle of Awazu, Tomoe Gozen vanishes from the historical record. Just like that, the most famous female warrior in Japanese history disappears without a trace. What happened to her? This question has haunted Japan for over 800 years. Legends bloomed to fill the void. Some say she died on the field fighting to the last breath. Others say she was captured by Yoshinaka's enemies. More romantic tales claim she left the world of warriors behind, became a Buddhist nun, and prayed for Yoshinaka's soul for the rest of her days. There's even a story that says she married a man named Wada Yoshimori, and had a son who became a fearsome warrior himself. But none of these stories have any real proof. They are just that, stories. Tomoe becomes an absence, a shadow, a wound in the memory of Japan. Her life was recorded in one of the nation's greatest epics, her deeds celebrated in plays and art for centuries, yet her final chapter is a blank page. Why? For hundreds of years, historians have whispered the same questions. Was her story too inconvenient for the new rulers of Japan? Was the official history rewritten to erase the uncomfortable legacy of a woman who outshone all the men around her? Perhaps the answer was buried deliberately. Perhaps, in the end, men simply feared a truth too radical to remember, that the greatest, most loyal, and most terrifying warrior of their era was a woman. Her story is a powerful reminder that history is not always written by the victors, but by those who hold the pen. And sometimes, the most incredible stories are the ones they chose not to finish. If you want to uncover more true stories that history tried to hide, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. There is so much more waiting for us to find. Thanks for watching.